Welcome back to Interview Ninja Step 86. We watched the final feedback from Corben on the Royal Northern interview. We see how many of the 7 soft skill capabilities were tested, and how Interview Ninja training gives you subconscious skills for life to apply anywhere you react with one person, a group, or a community.
As I can do, as I knew I could do. So I was a bit like, oh no, this isn't going to plan. And then once you make one mistake, I say you, this is me, this is maybe the case with other people, and I get a little bit caught up, like, oh no, that was bad. And I should be thinking about what I'm doing and then not making my next mistake. So then I kind of made a couple more and I was like, oh, this is going snowballing up my mistakes. It's getting, oh no. And then I continued to make them. The piece ended and I was pretty like, damn it. This hasn't gone to plan. So then I went to play my second piece, and now my second piece, I'm telling a bit of a story here, but I'm going to continue. It was Living in the City by Stevie Wonder, which is a great tune. It's a great song, and it's got a big keyboard part on. Like, it's basically all keyboards. And I didn't want to do that, because I didn't want to play just what Stevie Wonder played. Because then if I kind of you're setting yourself up then for right and wrong. You either play what Stevie Wonder played or you didn't. And if you miss the notes, then you're playing it wrong. So I remade the Stevie Wonder song from scratch. I played in all the different parts and all the different instruments, but then I put no keyboard part on so that I could play the keyboard part, and the track sounded the same because I found his vocals online, just the vocals. So the track sounded the same, just without a keyboard part on. And then I added some kind of little funky Corben bits as well, in the hope that he would be like nice production skills, kind of. I can see you doing a musical directing thing. I thought it would be another way of setting myself out from the crowd. But the essential bit to this was, tell him that I've done that, or else he's just going to think I've got some kind of Stevie Wonder backing track off YouTube and I'm making a weird creative decision. And because we didn't quite get the dialogue going previous that I was hoping for, you know what, I don't know whether he knew that I made that. I definitely told him that I made it, but I didn't, because I was like, this time I'm not going to let my nerves get the better of me. I'm going to be like, you know what, mate, I made that tune, that was all me, I played all the things, check it out. And then I kind of just said, I made this backing track, and then that was kind of it. I didn't really say I played all the instruments. Well, I did, but I don't know how, if he took that on board. So I sat down and I played it, and it went better. I kind of didn't make any mistakes, but I didn't do anything exceptional either. And that ended, and then he kind of asked me to, sorry, I'm telling a very long-winded, doesn't matter, I'm sure you're loving it. He asked me to play all my modes and scales, which was the thing that I was talking about practicing, and this time I'm bloody glad I practiced those, because I think that was kind of the decider. At that point, I played a pretty not wonderful rendition of my first tune, which I thought was going to go best, by the way. And I did a mediocre one of my second tune. No mistakes, but no cool bits. Which went kind of as expected, a little bit below. And then I had my third bit, which was do the modes and scales, which I thought was going to go terribly, but went the best. So totally flipped on its head to how I was expecting. Made a few mistakes with my scales and stuff, but not too many, kind of passable. He said the knowledge was there, which I think was what was crucial, because they're there to teach me a large side of the technical and the knowledge, but the technical thing will be important, especially in the first year. So I think he felt like I had what was needed, and I was missing what he could give me. So a good fit, right? And then we sat down and we chatted for about an hour, and this I say the modes was what got me the scales, but this was really, I think, what got me the place, because we kind of just got on. We chatted for like I said, about an hour, and he asked me lots of questions about myself as a musician, and I asked him lots of questions, and it was a good, confident dialogue on both of our parts. I think I felt rather comfortable in what I was saying with him. This is the first interview where I haven't had to kind of bullshit my way through it in some form. The BBC one I didn't really have to bullshit my way through, but like going into physics and maths interviews, I don't think anyone, apart from maybe Alex, and that's a few people, but I don't think anyone is like, oh, I really love physics, I go home and all I do is physics. But that's kind of what they expect you to say at uni in a weird way, and that's not what I do. So I used to go to my physics interviews and kind of have to just pretend I was someone that I wasn't, and that I did stuff that I didn't really do, and it always felt a bit kind of very artificial and pre-generated, and like I was reading off a script. Whereas in this case, music is all I do, so I could just talk to him honestly about myself, and it went well, it went great. And he said to me right at the end of he started talking for maybe the last 15 minutes using kind of a tense that had assumed I was involved in the course. He was saying like, oh, and then you'll have to be handing this in, and you'll have to be going to here, and I'm sure you'll meet loads of these people. And he was saying all of these things as if I was on the course. I was already part of it. So I was built up my confidence for about 15 minutes, and then at the end he said that he'd offered me the place, which was great. And it didn't really register with me immediately. I don't think I probably had the yay reaction that he wanted me to have. Well, I did. I was like, thank you very much, and I smiled, of course, but it kind of hadn't hit me yet that that was the case. I was a little bit in disbelief that I'd managed to get it after the terrible intro piece. So he said it, and then we shook hands, and he took me on tour, and it was just generally positive experience. I felt great at the end of it because I didn't have to come home and say to everyone that I'd failed, but that's not what I was doing it for, but that was nice too. It was just, yeah, it was good. I got to tell everybody that I did a good job, which is always a nice thing, and it's an exciting kind of development now, because I do see this as university, but at the same time I don't. It's not really the typical party every day. Not that that's what university is like, but especially for the first few months, from what I hear from my friends, it's not the party every day, study a thing that you don't really care about, just enjoy living by yourself and kind of doxing about for 4 years. I don't think many people do too much partying. Everybody's too busy kind of practicing. And it's pretty intense. If you're not practicing or in a lecture, you're expected to be gigging or teaching. Oh, the green's gone off there. Oh, there we go. Gigging or teaching or session playing or recording. It's like the attitude here, I think, is the one that I've had for myself at home for the past year, which is it's your duty to kind of take yourself to the next step. No one here is going to give it to you. This isn't a 4-year course of just let's float down the river for another 4 years pretending everything's great before you have to make a decision for yourself. They said to me, something that stuck with me was, you are a musician in your own right who studies at the RNCM, as opposed to a student at the RNCM who studies music. You're expected to be a professional as soon as you begin, and on the side you're at the university, as opposed to being at the university for the whole thing. You should be making your own way in life, jumping always to the faster leaf, until you get to where you need to be, I think. Meanwhile, you're obviously learning to be a better musician. So I felt great, actually, by the end of it. I was really happy, I was really pleased. We went on a tour of the uni, and they had all the fancy gear, the fanciest gear, and all these big 700-seat halls and theatres. Yeah, it was lovely. It was wonderful. And I look forward to it very much. I start on the 15th of September, which is about 2-3 weeks away, 2.5 weeks. And it's up in Manchester, in case you didn't know. And it's in a class of, there's 6 places for what I'm doing. So there's only going to be 6 of us. So it's a very small, quite selective course. I found out that the person that I took the place of on this course had gone to Berklee School of Music, which made me feel a lot better, because I don't know if you know Berklee, but it's basically as good as it gets in terms of the music world. So I felt justified that I wasn't just taking an empty seat, I wasn't just filling space. Someone had headed off to the world's best music conservatoire, and I was in the next kind of competition for that remaining space. So yes, thoroughly enjoyed. Would recommend making your own path in that form in the future. Hello, Graham. How long have you been stood outside there? A while?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I felt this was a...
Yeah, it was. Well timed. 22 minutes and 45 seconds.
No, and I mean an appropriate moment.
Yeah, no, I know. Arnold.
You're going to hit stop?
Am I going to hit stop, or are you going to slide? Okay.
Hang on, no, don't hit stop.
I've waved now.
Well, we're going to do a sign-off, though. This is a great way to close this first term, if we think of it in university terms.
Yeah, sure.
Term, 2 uses of term. I can't express how much I've enjoyed working with you.
Yes, me too.
And
very much.
And you,
so.
I don't expect. What's that pen there for? Is that page 3?
This is number 3, but we've
done it.
now.
We've done it. Okay, so I gave Corben 3 pens as for each of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun, and I think from your point of view, you're working hard at watching these videos and learning how to do good interviews and stuff. I can't express how much I want you, the audience, the individual in the audience, to have the same experience, to be able to be a winner at interviews. Clearly, an interview is just the beginning of something, but it's the end of the sort of agony of finding something to do, and the beginning of an exciting journey. I hope Corben and I, between us, have given you some insights into the thought process and the things you need to do. I'm actually planning to create some material which kind of documents what we've actually been doing. You know, some of the diagrams I've been giving Corben and stuff like that. Hopefully we can support these videos with collateral, as it's called, like that. And so in the end of it, it'll be something you can learn from, not just the videos. Clearly by now you understand it's all about you and what you do and the effort you take. But what we've been doing is very different to an ordinary teaching academia type of stuff. We're doing real world, and you need to realize that you, the audience, you, the person in the audience, you need to realize that you own your own success, and you do deserve your own success, and within you are the necessary ingredients and the necessary energy and the necessary power to be successful if you want it enough. And there's absolutely nothing to stop you. If you go this extra mile, you will get the results that we're talking about. If you don't, well, try again, because a lot of things don't come easy, depending on the circumstances of your situation and your environment. Try again, but mostly it's about peace and love. Be happy, enjoy being alive, keep going. The world's a tough place, but the world's also a wonderful place.
And I'm so pleased that you and I have been on this journey together.
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. So at that point, I will sign off. It sounds crazy, but I love you all because I love humanity, and I just wish you every success.
At this point, I don't know the best way to share what Corben and I have done. Technology with YouTube and the web and so on is opening up, and Instagram and so on and so on and so on. It's opening up so many possible pathways. To be honest, I wanted to make sure the things I felt worth saying were captured before I died. Thanks to brilliant doctors and trial drugs, I'm still here. If I'm given more time, I hope to create something that captures the joy of learning, teaching, and living. Meanwhile, party on, as they say here in California, and be excellent to each other. If you develop your four intelligences, your emotional, your social, your practical, and your academic, and learn to harmonize them and apply them, so you go along that path of become aware, analyze through critical analytical thinking, understand, and then apply, then your life is yours to control. And there's every reason to think that you are going to be happy and successful. It's your choice.